Joey, the week of 4th of July, and you would think that we'd be talking about something patriotic, maybe a ghost story. But here we are about to talk about Labubu.
We could still do that too.
We can. We can throw another episode. Maybe
we got time.
We do. Well, I used to say we have nothing but time, but unfortunately, I don't have that much time anymore.
This is true.
I have, a lot of things going on. But this is something you sent me, and I like to, when Nick makes appearances, which is very rare now. It's very rare. Nick, we miss you. I was once in the last 4 months, but if he's like, "Oh, we should talk about this," I'm very open.
Cue the sad music.
Okay. I could have hit something. Wait.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was good.
That was all right.
But and if you come out and you say, "Hey, we should talk about this," and I let it rock. So you sent me this, and it's interesting because I felt that we can use that and segue into actual haunted objects. So why don't you explain this TikTok social media, because it's from TikTok.
Yeah, I had no idea what these were until I saw it on TikTok.
I mean, it looks like
it's viral right now.
It looks like a Japanese animation cartoon type thing. Is it from Japan?
Yeah, we'll cue up a little picture.
I love the sound effect.
There we go.
It's from Japan. This thing?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So you've seen the picture. This is all over. It's kind of, I mean, from what I could tell, it's viral with even Katy Perry was at a concert and someone went to give it to her.
Yeah, and she was like,
she slapped,
"No, Labubu." She knew what they were.
She slapped it away from the fan. Now, granted, if I'm somebody on stage and someone's trying to hand me, so you don't know what they're going to give you, so I would potentially probably maybe slap something away too. I wouldn't be like Adam Levine because he's a dick.
But like, she slapped it away and then she called it out.
Did she?
Yes.
So I saw part of that.
So she knew what it was. She was like, so what we're talking about is these new dolls. They started out as oversized keychains for purses, and they're really popular and expensive. Like some of them $100, $200 a pop. But now they're like, I think they're making like actual like dolls for people. But yeah, you can get the keychain size one, a smaller one, a bigger one. But they started out as oversized ones. Like I'm talking like a little actual, probably a mini doll that you can hang from your bag. It became like this like fashion
also
thing.
Like a book bag charms.
Yeah, basically. Or purse charms or whatever. It was more like on the scene for like older women, not for like kids. And then like I think kids adopted it too for like book bags in school and stuff like that.
Now that you're saying that, I am almost positive that my daughter has one.
Are you serious?
But not the full, it's just the head of one. And I remember her telling me one day she came back, you know how kids like to be trendy?
You got weird things going on in your house?
Yeah. But wrong one. There we go. Yeah. No, not weird, paranormal weird. But no, nothing like what the stories I'm reading and stuff like that. Nothing at all. So keep on explaining what this is.
So it started out as those charms, and now people are making these viral TikToks about having them, bringing them into their home, and strange things happening in their house. Doors opening and closing, things like missing and then found on other sides of the room, waking up with like scratch marks on their neck.
I saw a scratch mark video.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if it's true. This could be one of those things where all publicity is good publicity and people are like piggybacking off of one another. But people are it seems like some people are like genuinely like trying to say like, get these out of your house now ASAP because they're demonic.
I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back to the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. Do you remember two things? Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh yeah.
And Furbies.
Yeah, I remember Furbies.
Right, the Furbies, people would say...
Furbies freaked me out.
It was going off in the middle of the night, and it kept saying, whatever that weird sound effect it made, and then Tickle Me Elmo would just start talking. I wanted to dabble in this because it looks evil. If you see a picture, I'll pull up a picture again. Do the sound effect. Ready? I don't even need that.
Nah, you
I don't need that. I got your like.
I'm like that guy from Police Academy. Now we're showing our age. He makes all those sound effects. He's like,
I do the impersonations and Joey does the sound effects. But people, were saying that Elmos were whatever. This thing that I had just popped the picture up before we went on a comic break. It looks evil. It's got fangs, and I don't know if it's a TV show or cartoon that it comes from, but it looks evil. But to buy something that's pretty pricey and then say that it's haunted or possessed, there's got to be a reason it's possessed. If it was made in a factory where like one of the factory workers is like got fired or got killed by someone in the factory, and I'm gonna haunt everything that you guys make, then I can kind of see like some kind of. But right. I've kind of read on why people think and I can't find nothing valid on it.
Well, they say that it's supposed to be like here, let me see if I can pull it up. It's supposed to be some sort of I think I sent the video to you and ready?
I've watched so many videos on this.
Have you? You really dabbled into it?
I watched like at least 6.
So The Simpsons had like an episode where they had like a Labubu like statue, or apparently it's some kind of like it's similar to some sort of actual real like demon.
Huh.
Anyway, I'll pull it up. It's somewhere. Here we go. Oh no, that's your little clip. It's somewhere in there. There we go.
You have one of these in your home, be careful, because these little dolls are going viral online and people are saying that it carries some serious demonic energy. Now, these are called Labubu dolls, and they've been getting so popular that fans are waiting in line for hours just to get their hands on one. I mean, a fan tried giving one to Katy Perry during her concert, and Katy Perry just knocked it out of her hand. That's how weird it is. And I'll show you that full clip in a second, but the creator said that it's inspired by Nordic mythology, but many are comparing it to Pazuzu, which is a Mesopotamian demon known.
Pazuzu, Labubu. We don't need to watch the rest of it, but
with that video,
the Pazuzu looks kind of like
the video.
It looks kind of
Can
creepy.
you just let me see who this is, just so we don't get
Chaos.
Here we don't
Sounds like that's what's happening.
Gotta give him the credit.
Yeah, so the You Won't Believe Me official. I follow this guy actually.
Yeah.
I've watched some of his other stuff, but
He's got some good stuff.
that's where we just played the audio from. I mean, I'll try to maybe pull up the video too, but your sunglasses fell. It must have been Labubu.
I had a nice little beach day today, you know.
Some dark energy,
Oh,
Willie.
look, Labubu's making the
dark
phone call.
energy.
Dark energy. I don't really buy into this, man. It has to be some substantial story. And
here's the thing. This company is $1 billion company now. $1 billion in sales.
I could tell you this, money's
That's
evil.
insane.
So, all you need is one stupid thing to catch. Like, how many Tamagotchis did you have back in the day?
A lot.
How many nano pets? You know what I mean? Like, one thing, it catches people, and then the cool kid gets it, and then all the kids want
Everybody
it. Like,
wants it.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure my daughter doesn't have the full.
But now I feel like people are going to try to bring them home just to see if demonic shit starts happening in their house.
I was, when you said you should get one and let me know what happens.
There's one already in.
I took that. I took that personal. I looked until I saw the price, and I was like, "No,
I'm not. Absolutely not.
I'm already not like I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks, trying to figure out how I'm going to enjoy vacation. And the last thing I need to do right now
is buy a
$50 Labubu doll, and then it ends up being true, and then it just adds more things onto my plate, like on top of everything else I got going.
I wonder how many they have to sell in order to make $1 billion. How many?
When something's hot, man, it keeps going. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of like something that was really hot that everybody was buying in the last
Cabbage Patch dolls.
Cabbage Patch dolls. Well, dude, what about Beanie Babies?
Oh yeah,
remember Beanie Babies?
I mean, now we're showing. I'm pretty sure that's $1 billion business.
Now we're showing our age. Now, like people, that's a thing of the past. But if you have certain Beanie Babies now to this day, they're worth, I mean, thousands of dollars. The Pokemon cards. Pokemon's still very popular. If you have the original Charizard card, that's like worth it's like the holy grail.
The holy grail of cards.
The holy grail.
And I had one when I was a kid.
Yeah, and poor Blastoise don't get no love. Yes, I'm a Pokemon fan. Blastoise, on the cover of the blue version in the original game that came out, and Charizard gets all the love. But I sent you something, and you could read this. So you have it saved still. I'm gonna go through a list of. Let me have your if you don't mind, your phone. I'm gonna go through a list of actual haunted objects because. Damn, that guy loves to talk.
Yeah, he does.
I'm gonna go through a list.
Still queued up.
Of actual haunted items. Okay, and this is stuff that's valid, backed by paranormal investigation, not just a TikTok social media. Now, we've talked about this on the podcast before. I think Nick brought it up, the Dybbuk Box. Mm-hmm. So it's an antique wine cabinet surfaced in 2003 when a man named Kevin Manis bought it at a yard sale in Portland, Oregon. It belonged to a Holocaust survivor who warned it should never be opened. Manis ignored the warning. And what happened? After opening the box, Manis and others who came in contact with it experienced a slew of terrifying phenomenon. Intense nightmares, unexplained health issues, and even the smell of jasmine and cat urine in empty rooms. The box allegedly contained items tied to Jewish mysticism. God damn it, I can't
mysticism?
say it. Yes, mysticism. There you go. Like a lock of hair or a small goblet believed to help trap and contain a Dybbuk, a restless spirit in Jewish folklore. So he opened it up when he was told not to, and all this stuff happened. Now, to play devil's advocate here, if you are told not to do something,
you're going to do it.
Not only are you going to do it sometimes, but you're going to self-consciously say, this guy told me not to open this box because of bad things might happen. Now it's embedded in your brain, so then you basically open the box and you're already, anything that can happen, you're going to be like, the box, the Dybbuk box, so that can
it's like the Ark of the Covenant.
It's
don't open it.
Don't open it, or it could be like you're opening a box of placebo, right? If you there's been studies where people are given a bottle by a doctor with fake bullshit on the back. It's literally a pill that does nothing. And they say, if you take this, in a couple of weeks, you're going to have high energy levels and you're going to lose weight. And the studies have shown that people will take placebo. Their mind will make them believe that this is all going to happen, what they said, and it actually has a placebo effect for the positive. All just truly on believing what someone said. Mm. So that's how you can kind of debunk the Dybbuk box, but it's been very wide talked about in the world of paranormal. Now, this one just made news very recently. The Annabelle doll. Origin of the Annabelle doll.
It's on a tour or something like that now.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's back. Not sure, but Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll said to be gifted to a nursing student named Donna in 1970. And her roommate, Angie, noticed strange occurrences shortly after receiving it. The doll would change positions, appear in different rooms, and even leave creepy handwritten notes that read things like, "Help us." A medium told Donna that the doll was possessed by a spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins, but things escalated quickly. One friend claimed the doll scratched him in his sleep, and it began displaying behaviors far more sinister than a child spirit would. Ed and Lorraine Warren were brought in to investigate the doll and concluded it was not possessed by a human soul, but rather a demonic entity using a deception to gain control. So that's been a doll that's been very well talked about. It was in Lorraine Warren's museum, recently went on tour, I think to New Orleans or somewhere, and that's when the prison inmates broke out, and all this stuff started happening.
Everywhere it went, it seems like something was
coincidentally, to me personally, the Robert the Doll story is a lot better than the Annabelle doll story. That's just me. There's like a very big history with this Robert the Doll. Like we talked about it, but if you like watch the documentary on it, there's so much. The story is so much better, Robert the Doll, than the Annabelle doll, honestly speaking. And there's a lot of people that think Ed and Lorraine Warren were frauds. So when they're claiming that,
it's BS.
Yeah, so they're claiming, so if they're claiming Annabelle is bullshit, then maybe. But the Robert the Doll story is way better, and it's not
kind of reminds me of like that Twilight Zone episode. You ever see it with the
puppet?
Not the puppet. Yeah, I guess it's a puppet.
Mannequin.
What do they call it? Ventriloquism. Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah. And then like the doll was just talking on his own, and the crowd didn't know, and like this guy was the doll was possessed the whole time. I think
I did see that one. There was a couple.
It's pretty sick, that episode. Yeah,
there was a couple of them that were tricky. Now the Conjure chest. Commissioned in the early 1800s by Jacob Cooley in Kentucky for the birth of his child, this finely crafted chest became a center of deadly curse. It was built by an enslaved man named Hosa. That's a weird one. Who was later beaten to death by Cooley. Soon after Hosa's death, tragedy struck Cooley's family. His infant son died shortly after birth. And over the years, 17 deaths have been connected to people who used to be around the chest. Deaths included accidents, illnesses, and suicides. According to legend, fellow enslaved people secretly placed a conjure curse on the chest to avenge Horsa's death. Some say the curse was partially lifted through a ritual involving a root doctor, but not fully. Today, the chest sits in a Kentucky History Museum, and museum staff claim that even in controlled environment, it still carries a heavy, disturbing energy with unexplainable things happening around it.
You know what else is giving me energy right now? This clown.
That clown.
I don't like this clown, bro.
That clown right there is been around since my brother was born. I think that was one of its first like stuffed animals. And as a kid, I looked at it weird too, but it made its way years later, 35 years later. It's still.
You ever catch your brother talking to this clown? You let me know. I'm not coming back in this room.
My brother talks to a clown every day, buddy. Don't worry. And it ain't that one. It ain't that one. And this is the last one that's on the list that I compiled here with the help of ChatGPT. Not going to lie. I gave the Annabelle doll, the Dybbuk Box, a couple of things it helped me out with. And I actually never heard of this one. So this one's interesting. The Ring of you know what? Let's... Belphegor. Never heard of this one. The Ring of Belphegor.
Belphegor?
Yeah, it's weird. Named after the demon Belphegor, a figure in demonology associated with temptation, invention, and wealth. The ring allegedly surfaced in the early 20th century in France before circulating through occult circles. The story behind it: according to lore, the ring was first discovered at the site of an abandoned ritual chamber in southern France. It's a small, tarnished ring with occult symbols etched into the band.
My precious.
Possession of the ring is said to grant the wearer short-term success, usually financial, followed by catastrophic loss, misfortune, or even death. Several owners who reportedly gained unexpected business deals or inheritance shortly after acquiring it, only to lose it all within months through scandal, health decline, or suicide.
Wonder if they got the Lord of the Rings from this.
Is that how it works in the movie? Because I was never going to watch.
The ring kind of possesses you.
I was never going to watch it.
Yeah, I watched like the first hour of the first one, but never finished the first one. Every time I try to finish it, I just never finish it.
Can't watch anything no more myself. I tried to watch this new show on Prime because Jensen Ackles is in it, and he plays Dean Winchester in Supernatural. And I think I made it to the end of the first episode.
You know what you would watch? Severance.
I've heard that.
It's a good show.
It's all about me.
It hooks you. It's addictive.
All about me staying up at this point, because I wake up every morning at like 4 a.m. So it's about me staying up because my day is consumed with everything for other people, mainly, even contrary to certain people what they say. But
it's dad life, bro.
Yeah, dad life. No, it's more than that, buddy. But anyways, yeah. So this ring's got. This ring actually sounds like something. You get this fortune and glory and good luck, and then at some point it all goes to shit.
That's literally the Lord of the Rings, by the way.
Do you know what else it sounds like?
What?
This sounds like a crossroad demon. Me and Nick like to bring it up because Supernatural. You ever watch Supernatural?
No.
It's a very good show.
I've probably seen a couple episodes.
You should definitely watch it. I believe it's on Netflix.
This guy with the black hair?
Is two brothers. Jared Padalecki plays Sam Winchester and Jensen Ackles plays Dean Winchester. The first 4 seasons, they use literal urban legends and folklore, and they go hunt these things, and they're trying to figure out what happened to their dad in the first season, and they start getting into like demons and angels. When it got into the angel stuff, it got a little corny. I still watched it, but the first 4 seasons, phenomenal. But in the show, they actually brought up the lore of a crossroad demon. And if you go to a crossroad, and where they portrayed it, it was like the South. So if you go to this crossroad and you bury a box with a piece of paper that you want to wish in it, like I want to be 6-pack abs, healthy as can be. You put that on a note, you bury it in a box at the middle of the crossroad, and a crossroad demon comes and
Grants you the wish.
But he gives you X amount of years to have that wish.
Oh.
So they'll say, I'll give you this. You sign your soul away, but you got 15 years or 10 years. So for 10 years, you're like, 8 years, you're good. And you're looking at the clock. You're like, shit, this is my last year. And then what eventually happens is hellhounds come from hell. They kill you and they bring your soul to hell.
For abs?
Well, for whatever.
I gotta ask for
matter of fact,
I need billions of dollars if they're gonna take my soul to hell.
Put this on ChatGPT because I wish I had a functional phone that I can use with. But there's an actual jazz singer. Put in jazz singer who was thought to sold his soul for better music. There's an actual jazz singer or blues singer that people thought sold his soul, and all of a sudden,
actual, yeah, just say it. Just talk to it.
I hate doing it that way. Tell me the name of the old rhythm and blues singer that supposedly sold his soul to the devil in order to perform better and get better music. This guy literally started coming out of nowhere with better music, better performances, and then out of nowhere he just randomly died. So people thought like, he sold his soul to perform better. So it says here, Robert Johnson, a legendary blues musician, not rhythm and blues in the modern sense, but a foundational figure to the Delta blues genre. According to folklore, Robert Johnson sold his soul to the devil at a crossroads in exchange for extraordinary music talent. The story goes that he disappeared for a short time. People knew of him. He wasn't that great. Like I was saying, he disappeared for a short time, and when he returned, his guitar playing skills had dramatically improved. So much so that it shocked other musicians at that time. His name was Robert Johnson, born in 1911. He died in 1938 at just 27 years old, part of a so-called 27 Club. Famous songs that he wrote: Crossroad Blues, Hellhound on My Trail, Me and the Devil Blues. The myth of the Crossroad deal has become one of the most enduring legends in American music, often cited in pop culture and movies as an archetype of making a of bargain or fame of a skill with a crossroad demon. Now, I don't know if these songs that he wrote or those ones that he wrote, or these are famous blues songs, but that gentleman, and I've researched him before, I just couldn't get the name. People actually thought because he disappeared, came back, and started playing the guitars better, his songs started hitting. But at the age of 27, he died. That's very young at that time. 27 was kind of young.
So Amy Winehouse.
That's what they're saying.
27. Who else is 27?
And 27 Club. Remember what it said? It's 27 Club. People.
I think Joaquin Phoenix. Actually, you probably.
Joaquin Phoenix is still alive.
No, not Joaquin. River Phoenix, his brother. His brother was a more prominent, more famous actor, better looking, etc. You know a very famous scene with him that you probably watch all the time because you've seen the movie 100 times. Indiana Jones. He played young Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade.
Yes,
the blonde hair kid.
Yes,
that's him.
Yes, I remember seeing that was River Phoenix. That's. In the Last Crusade. Yeah, I remember people saying.
And then who else is 27?
He looks nothing like his brother.
No, absolutely.
Especially in that movie.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Who else?
What about
the Joker? Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Was he 27?
I'm pretty sure. Good, you look that up.
Let's look that up because I don't think he was 27. Wow. What about Kurt Cobain?
Yeah.
No way he was 27.
What? Let's see. Let's look up the Heath Ledger. Oh, he was 28.
Ooh, one off. All right, that's close. What about Kurt Cobain?
How about?
Let's see. The 27 Club. From haunted objects to crossroad demons, people who potentially sold their soul. Let's see.
27.
Whoa, Kurt Cobain?
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
No.
Yep. February 20th, 1967.
Do Amy Winehouse.
And died at the age of, it didn't say when he died. It says he died on April 5th, 1994.
Do Amy Winehouse.
Let's see.
You can hear Mr. Softy in the background.
You can.
It's hot.
Age.
Summer.
She.
Couple more episodes, then we go on our summer break.
Yeah, let's take a little
200.
break. And then we'll get
200th episode.
Amy Winehouse, dead at 27.
Wow.
She was born September 14th, 1987, and passed July 23rd, 2011.
So you think that these musicians actually did something and they had a certain amount of years and they all died at age 27?
It's just a weird coincidence.
Can you
Like, how
imagine-
many times does something have to happen before it's not a coincidence?
Can you imagine the demon was like, you got this at this age, but you have 27 years old. And then you got to figure out what the significance of the number 27 is. Because we've heard of 13, we've heard of 6, right? But what is the significance of the number 27?
Well, 2 and 7 is 9. 9 upside down is
6?
6.
Yeah. But
People do that stuff.
let's ask ChatGPT, is there any demonic or evil aura with the number 27? Just see what it says. I don't think so personally, because I've never, in all my research and years of doing this, have ever heard the number 27 be bad.
Let's
13,
see.
yes. 6, yes. Even number 1 or 0. Even 3. 3 in certain ways. 3 is usually the positive one.
Yo, this is a long. This is it. They just gave us some shit here. Hold
The
on.
number 27 and doesn't have a direct universal connection to demonic or evil forces in traditional religious or occult texts. However, over time, it's gained a sort of dark aura in pop culture, especially because of the mysterious deaths of several influential artists at that age.
Okay.
The 27 Club and its aura. The 27 Club refers to a string of famous musicians and artists who all died at the
get
age
to the
of
names.
27, often under tragic, mysterious, or self-destructive circumstances. Some of the most notable members include Kurt Cobain, 1994, Jimi Hendrix, 1970, Janis Joplin, 1970,
Don't know who it
Jim
is.
Morrison,
Jim Morrison.
1971, Amy Winehouse, 2011, Robert Johnson, 1938,
Don't know.
the one linked to the Deal with the Devil legend.
Bravo.
That's
That's
what
what
you
you just talked about.
Pattern, people began associating age 27 with cursed fame, self-destruction, spiritual imbalance, or even satanic influence in conspiracy circles.
Interesting. Robert Johnson. I kind of remember that name for when I bring him up. I always bring that story up and then never remember the name. Robert
And it
Johnson.
even mentions 2 plus 7 is 9, and then the 6. Literally the numerology occult stuff after this.
Interesting stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm just still trying to like backtrack and figure out how he went from Labubu, haunted objects, and then crossroad demons.
It all connects.
It
baby.
all connects,
It
though.
all
It's,
connects.
but basically, is the Labubu thing and these boxes. We were talking about the last one, the ring, right? That weird name. I don't even. That name is crazy to even say. But that ring sounded like a crossroad demon lore. You wear the ring, you get fortune, and then that's how we
And
got to
then
it.
it all goes to shit.
Wow, insane. So, are you buying a Labubu doll?
Nah, I mean, that's why I was like, maybe you could test it out and see what's going on.
Yeah, you know what?
I wouldn't be able to bring it to my house. My wife would probably throw it out the window.
By the time when I get back from vacation, maybe I'll stash $60 away and not touch it. And when I come back, I'll buy a Labubu doll because I know for a fact now when I get back.
But
home,
you got to check to see if your daughter has one.
now I'm gonna do. Yes, I am gonna check because I think she mentioned this and she's like, I didn't get the full thing, but it's
And
just
then if she does, take a picture of it and we'll insert it right here.
I think she was like, I didn't get the full one, but I got the keychain face of one.
Yeah.
And and I remember her exact words. She's like, it's very popular in Japan. It's like a thing, and everyone has them in school. So of
you
course,
have a little boo-boo in your house, bro.
I mean, then you know what? Maybe it makes sense. Maybe some things make sense.
You got Labubu bad juju in your
I've
house.
never ever once woke up with scratches though. Never. I never woke up with any type. I woke up with veins.
I'm sad for you that you don't wake up with scratches, bro.
No, I don't wake up with scratch. And I have 3 cats, and they don't scratch. And I don't get 3 scratches. So
That one went right over your head.
were you making like a naughty joke?
Yeah.
Oh. I was gonna say something that would probably potentially get me in trouble, so I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. But no, interesting episode. We wanted to be short and sweet. You know what, everybody? We are winding down, just to give everybody some information. We are winding down to our summer break. And we have, I think, 2 episodes left. I think this is 197. So we literally have 2 episodes left before, I can't believe I'm saying this, our 200th episode of this Swab podcast. And,
crazy.
again, we are a small podcast, and we've come a long way. We've, the way we used to do things, the way that we used to come together and pass around microphones, and we did everything the right way, and we were late to the video game, and a lot of our reels are gaining attention, and some of, we're trying to step up the videos. We want more people to come over to the YouTube page. Again, that's my fault. We started late. Nick and Joey were the ones pushing for the video, and I finally caved. But as far as the actual audio on Spotify and wherever you can get your podcast from, we do fairly well. And again, it's a big thank you. Prematurely, I'm saying this. Thanks to everybody for, picking this podcast and listening in. We're just two average guys talking about weird shit. Actually, three average guys.
200 times so far.
200 episodes of weird shit. And some of it, I would say about 3/8 of it was by myself. And then Joey came on board, and then Nick, and then we got Dario, and then we have Joanne, and then we have other people, other faces that we want to get back on here. And, it's been quite a ride. So basically, thank you in advance. And we got a couple more episodes, and then we're potentially going to air the 200th episode before July, or before mid-July, or we're going to wait until we come back from summer vacation and air that. And then September, a couple of episodes, and then we start our spooky season lineup, which I already started looking into certain things for spooky season.
Okay.
We're going to definitely venture to a spooky location, which I've been promising individuals that we're going to do something. Go to a place, and we haven't done it yet, but there is a series that will be coming out, Cemeteries of New York, where we're going to do some cemetery searching history.
The last time we went to a cemetery, man, you did me dirty.
Well,
no diddy.
No, there was no oil involved. Just one of my sound effects that made you jump.
Fuck, you got me.
We're going to be doing that. It's going to be interesting. Some ghost stuff, some history stuff. So if you like history and you like paranormal, this is going to be the episode miniseries to watch, and that will be airing on YouTube, and there'll be some reels on the Instagram page as well. Swab_podcast if you don't know, and you can talk weird for 200 episodes yourself, and you know how you can do that.
Spotify for
create.
Oh,
see, I fixed my mistake. Mushrooms. I knew you was crazy.
I was like,
I had the faith, but it happens. But Spotify for Creators is the free podcast outlet that allows you to get your podcast idea
out there.
So if you have a phone, tablet, or computer, head over to Spotify for Creators to get started. Of course, that's been being said since day number uno. Where it had a different name. It was actually, what was it? Now I'm drawing a blank on what it was. Anchor.
Yeah.
Same time. Wavelength.
Damn.
Yin and yang. Mush and room. But yeah, no, it's been changed. But thanks to Spotify for Creators. Honestly speaking, the plug is over. The thank you's over. Because of them, we have a way to talk about all this stuff and get it to everybody out there. And it's been fun, man. We've had some episodes where we were like, oh, that was a good episode. That was fun. And we joined together. And there's a certain individual that's like, I tell them I don't have time. And the podcast is fun, but it takes work. It's a lot of work. Even more work now to do the video editing and put it out there for people to watch us. But it's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. But it's a way of bringing Joey, me, Nick together.
That's worth it. We got memories to look back on and some funny laughs. It's fun stuff.
It's a good time. So we like to thank everybody. And in a couple of episodes, our 200th episode, it's going to be fun. And we're just going to shoot the shit for that episode, talk about all the weird. I'm sure by then there'll be another doll. Labubu, Annabelle, another one.
Let's make a doll and let's make some money.
For real. If we get to 10K, I'll make a Billy doll and a Joey doll.
Something. We gotta put our heads together.
Yeah.
Get some merch.
As long as it's this head. Because I don't do like the Diddy stuff. I don't do.
Fucking hell.
I don't do that Diddy stuff, man.
Oh, I knew he was going there.
Yeah, no Diddy parties for me, man.
All right. Maybe we should do an episode on that. That trial is crazy.
When we
should put up a poll, like if we should do an episode on the Diddy trial, like just everything about it, because it is wild. We might get canceled talking about it. I
think for that one we're gonna need some Nick power.
Yeah, for sure.
That man can
some Nick notes.
He will be on the computer and then he'll come up with like 16 pages of Nick's notes. So we need some Nick power. And he should be back. It's summer vacation for him. Literally, he should be doing some episodes with us back for the summer. So, but Joey, good episode, short and sweet. And that has been another episode of the Say What Again, Billy podcast.